You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, we're going to be talking about the Ja Morant situation yet again. We have been covering this thing extensively here on this channel and a few videos on Black and White Sports too. Now, Ja Morant, he has made some very, very bad decisions. It seems like he wants to live that thug life. He's flashing his gun in an Instagram video. He may have actually broken some laws, may have actually violated the NBA CBA, and he's going to be away from the Memphis Grizzlies for at least the next 2 games, probably longer, and I'm willing to bet it's probably going to be a bit longer. Don't know that for sure. Now, all of the coverage we've actually done on this whole Ja Morant situation focus strictly on him. Strictly on him. We have not brought up his race one single time. I don't think that we have. Because the focus on this whole Ja Morant situation shouldn't be on the fact that he is a black man. It should be the fact that, you know what, he's very, very talented and he's going down the wrong path. Nothing more. Now, all of the coverage I've actually seen on Ja Morant, even us here on this channel, the mainstream media, it's been focused on his decision making. I mean, Shannon Sharpe said something about Ja Morant. Spot on. Stephen A. Smith said some stuff about Ja Morant. Spot on. But for some reason now, Stephen A. Smith is warning white people. He is bringing race into this Ja Morant situation when I didn't even realize that this was a race issue. I didn't. But of course, you know, Stephen A. Smith will never, ever miss an opportunity to bring in race. You know, he always has to let you know as a black man, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He always does that. He's always bringing race into something. He doesn't need to do that. He doesn't need to do that. And what he said here, he tried to basically paint white people in trying to smear all black people because of what Ja Morant did. I completely missed it where white people were actually slamming black people because of Ja Morant. Ja Morant just seems like an entitled athlete. He is not the average black person. He's not the average person in general. Ja Morant is in the 1%, regardless of race. Regardless of race. Look here on Outkick. Stephen A. Smith tells white America not to use Ja Morant to disparage black community. Where's this even happening? I haven't seen one single white person do that. But Stephen A. Smith has to race bait. My goodness. Let's look at this, guys. The Ja Morant saga continued Monday when it was reported that Colorado police are investigating his brandishing of a gun during an Instagram live video. Morant is away from the Grizzlies with no timetable to return, according to head coach Taylor Jenkins. And you guys see right there, this is him in the club, and he's right there flashing a gun. Now, he could be in trouble if it's actually found out that he was actually intoxicated, because that actually violates the law. The media coverage has largely focused on the terrible decision-making of Morant. Rightfully so, since brandishing a gun on live video at 3 a.m. is not the best look. Because of it, he's away from his team and his immediate future is in question. But Stephen A. Smith wants white America to know that he's not going to stand for using Ja Morant to disparage all black people, which has not happened. It has not happened. Stephen A. Smith just wants to ruffle the feathers of some woke people out there. Probably. I told you guys, Stephen A. plays to his audience. He'll say one thing on ESPN First Take because, you know, that's a woke Disney company and ESPN is woke. And then he'll go on Sean Hannity and agree on stuff with Sean Hannity. He plays to his audience right here. Let's go ahead and listen to this clip here of Stephen A. Smith. And of course, he's there with the dumbest man on TV when it comes to sports, Kendrick Perkins. Let's roll it.
This, and I know you didn't mean it this way, and I just don't want people to interpret it differently. So I'm going to make sure that I end this segment by saying this. Ja Morant ain't messing anything up for the next generation. Load management might mess things up, and some of the conduct in terms of a willingness or a lack thereof to show up to work. But Ja Morant obviously has to get things corrected, and we know that, and we wish him nothing but the best, and we're both rooting for him. But let me tell you something. I don't want white America to think for 1 second that this is an example that you're going to use to shine a light on the collective problem within the black community and all of this other stuff. There are countless black athletes that show up and show out. They bust their butt. They work hard. They represent us in exemplary fashion. And you're not going to use, not you, Kendrick Perkins, but society is not going to use one issue as a reason to sit up there and paint everybody with a broad brush and all of a sudden talk about how young black men, you can't give them this, you can't give them. Black folks, young black men in the world of sports have been showing for quite a long time that you can provide those opportunities to us, and we can take it and run with it in a very positive, productive fashion. Many of us do that. I ain't let white America get away with that. I can tell you that right now.
No, Stephen A. There's
Okay. Then Molly goes on. She's talking, and Kendrick Perkins. They're all going to agree with Stephen A. Smith right there. The thing is, it's not happening. White people aren't going out there and smearing black people because of Ja Morant. It's just not happening. Stephen A. Smith is trying to make up something that does not exist. It's not happening, at least not on a wide scale. I haven't heard anybody actually say something like that. But of course, Stephen A. Smith has to race bait. He has to create a racial problem that is not out there. Stephen A. has no proof whatsoever that white people are using Ja Morant as a means to say, hey, you can't give black people anything. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. He is making this up. I'm sick of all this race baiting in the woke sports media. It's gotten really, really out of hand, guys. It is not happening. But you know what? Some people probably watching ESPN First Take, they're probably going to take it and say, you know what? Stephen A. Smith is right. Stephen A. Smith is right. White people are doing this. They're going to use this to smear black people. Still has not happened. This whole Ja Morant thing came out last week. We haven't heard any white person in the media, whatever, going out there and said, hey, all black people, you know what? They're like Ja Morant. No, Ja Morant is a part of the elite. He is a part of the 1%, regardless of race. Ja Morant, he doesn't live in a neighborhood like I live. I live just in a middle class neighborhood. Ja Morant is about to make probably $231 million. I can't make that kind of money in my lifetime. The average person, regardless of race, will never, ever get that opportunity. We cannot relate to Ja Morant. Ja Morant doesn't live in our world. He is a part of the 1%. He went out there, felt like he was entitled. I mean, this is ridiculous, guys. This is ridiculous, but I'm not surprised that Stephen A. Smith crossed the line and jumped into race and is now trying to put it out there like white people are going to use this when they're just not. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.